Hey Mama, welcome to the podcast. I am Jocelyn and today is Tuesday, our motherhood episode. I focus a lot on pregnancy on this podcast and those are my Friday episodes. So if you know of anyone that is pregnant, that is struggling mentally, please tell them about this podcast and the Friday episodes specifically so that it can help them to find more positivity in pregnancy. I have done so many episodes on things I have learned in pregnancy, mindset-wise, that have significantly helped me and have helped me to have 5 kids when I thought there was a time I was probably only going to have 2. So it is amazing and it works. Today, though, we are going to continue on the healthy eating series that I've been doing. I couldn't think of the word, so we will jump right into that. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, host of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life, and I can help you. Thanks for joining. Something that pregnancy brings can be baby weight, and sometimes that baby weight is hard to get rid of. Weight loss is hard. It is very difficult. I have gone through a lot of mindset shifts and work to be able to lose that baby weight and get healthy, and you can do it too. If you're new, the way I have lost weight has been through eating healthy. I just basically cut out all processed foods, anything with a label, and I at first don't limit myself on portion size, but it has worked for me, and you might have to find what works for you. But I think that as you listen to these podcasts, you will find mindset tips, physical things that you can do to help you have success in this area if that is your desire. So today I want to share with you a couple of thoughts. The first one was that I want to say on like a Power of Moms episode. Power of Moms used to be this podcast that I clung to when I was in my younger motherhood years, when my babies were all under 5. They had such good episodes that I liked. And I can't remember if I heard this on their podcast, but it sounds familiar. So I am giving them the credit even though it could have been someone else. They were likely just talking about trying to be healthy in motherhood like I'm doing. And one of the things they had mentioned, which you probably have heard before, is to eat to live and not live to eat. And I don't know why, but this really resonated with me. And as you go throughout this journey of losing weight and you're on the highway and you'll find thoughts that resonate with you that you can turn to. I wanted my life to have more substance to it than just food. I didn't want food to control my life, to control my cravings, my mood. I wanted to have food be my fuel to have more sustenance and substance to my life than just the food. And so the thought process of shifting away from I just eat all the time, I live to eat, that's my life, is living to eat food, I started shifting that in my mind. And I would use food as a fuel. I would eat to live, and it wouldn't be my whole focus. Now, this really helped me when it came to parties and stuff. At parties, oftentimes, there's food. In the Christian culture I live in, there's ample food, and most times there's a lot of sweet food and not healthy food. And at those places, I would try hard to eat healthy when I was losing weight, and I still try to do that. I still try to eat healthy when I'm at those places. So one thing I try to remember is I am trying to eat food that is going to fuel my body with the nutrients it needs to be healthy. And a lot of times this food isn't healthy. This food is just food to have on special occasions. And so using the thought that I desire to eat to live and not live to eat was a thought that really worked for me. The other thing that I'm just going to touch on today, but you could go quite a bit deeper on this, is the law of the harvest. And this came to me the other day. I don't even remember what I was thinking about. And I have done other podcasts on this because this is so powerful, but it's simple. You reap what you sow. If you sow, so I'm going to give you a real life example, and then you'll be able to implement it easier as you hear and learn these examples. So if you were to reap a weed seed or like a thorn, like goat heads, if that's what you planted, that's what would grow. If instead you plant flowers, flowers are going to grow. So as you sow healthy habits of eating good foods, like cutting out processed foods and drinking more water, you're going to reap the benefits of that. You are going to start losing weight. If you sow, sow as in I'm referring to like planting. If you plant seeds of like the processed foods and a lot of that stuff that has the food labels that's not as good for you, you are going to reap what those bring. So sometimes they can, like I've mentioned before, it can taste like a headache. It can taste like a stomach ache. It can bring other unwanted illnesses into your life. So you reap what you sow. What are you reaping when it comes to your diet? I said that wrong. What are you sowing when it comes to your diet? Because what you sow, you will reap. And are you liking what you are reaping? Have you been enjoying the harvest of what you have been eating? If you haven't, that's okay. I go through phases where I still struggle. As I mentioned, I was dead set and determined that I was only going to have sugar once a week. And come mid-February, that got messed up. I had sugar more than once a week. And then I had like a couple of weeks of not great results. And I still am working at it. I'm still trying to have one once a week, but I have not gotten all the way back onto my highway yet. I'm on a pit stop where I've chosen to have sugar like twice a week instead. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Start where you're at and don't feel shame. That's the biggest thing too, is to not feel shame. I can't remember if I've done an episode about that, about shame and food. If I haven't, if you feel bad about the choices you are making, it's going to make it harder to overcome. So release shame, let go of shame, give yourself grace, and choose to sow different seeds. I think I was going somewhere with that. Oh yes, I was encouraging you that you can do this. Even if it seems really, really hard, even if you have a lot of evidence that you failed, you're going to start building positive evidence that you can do this. And think of the times and the moments when you have done it, when you have been successful, when you have chosen an apple, when you did drink a water before you ate something. You have evidence. Even if they're small, turn to them. I could probably just keep chatting on things I've already chatted about many times before. I just brought up 2 or 3 other points that are in past episodes. But if this is you, know that you can do it. You can do these small and simple things. Change your thoughts in small and simple ways, like realizing you reap what you sow. And what are you sowing? And maybe choosing to eat to live instead of living to eat. Simple things like that do make a difference. You got this, Mama. I am cheering for you. Keep up the good work. I'd really appreciate it if you would share this episode for those who are also trying to lose weight. Tell them about the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. And most of all, thank you for implementing these into your own life for more positivity. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts for a better you in a positive pregnancy, in losing that stubborn baby weight, and becoming the mom you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. I can help you find the small, doable steps without drastic changes to your everyday mom life. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.